Over the past week, the Houthis, a proxy terrorist militia backed by Iran, launched a series of very highly coordinated attacks against Israel. This is all over the last week. This isn't just another regional skirmish. The Houthis targeted the southern Israeli city of Eilat with ballistic missiles. They've launched suicide drones over the Red Sea and aimed at various Israeli naval assets. And they've also fired rockets directly into the heart of Israel that Israel's managed to take down with its David Sling. The Houthis have been relentless in attacking Israel throughout the last week. And I want to be clear, these aren't isolated attacks. This is part of a broader Iranian strategy to open a new southern front in their proxy war against Israel. And for Tehran, the Houthis are just another chess piece on the board. But for Israel, it's an unacceptable escalation. So what was Israel's response? Swift, surgical, uncompromising, and aggressive. So let's talk about the airstrikes and why these are particularly interesting. Israel struck three key targets. First, the Sanaa Airport in Yemen. This wasn't just a civilian airport. This was a major logistics hub for Houthi operations. And the Houthis used the Sanaa Airport to launch drones and smuggle weapons. And by taking it offline, Israel crippled their ability to conduct further attacks. Massive, massive takeout right there. Huge score. Second, the Hodeidah port. This port is a known hotspot for smuggling Iranian weapons disguised as humanitarian aid. We saw this in Gaza as well with Hamas. Destroying these facilities cuts off one of the Houthis' most vital supply lines. And third, a power station near Sanaa. And why a power station? Because disrupting the infrastructure, like power, makes it harder for the Houthis to sustain prolonged military operations. So these are all very selective strikes, and they're not random retaliation. These are calculated moves designed to degrade the Houthis' terror-fighting capability. And Israel's dialing it up. They've had enough with the Houthis. This isn't just about eliminating immediate threats either. They're sending a message that Israel will not tolerate aggression from Iran. This is all signaling in the Middle East. This is what Israel's saying. And so following these strikes, Israel's new defense minister, Israel Katz, vowed to hunt down all Houthi leaders. Speaking from Israel's Air Force Underground Command Center, Katz said, whoever harms Israel, we will harm them. No one can escape Israel's long arm. No one can escape Israel's long arm. And the statement isn't only about Israel's intent, but also, again, is sending a clear message to Iran and Iranian proxies. Israel's going to hold you accountable no matter where you operate from. Now, I want to explain why Israel strikes the way it does. I want to get into a little bit more of that nitty gritty. And because operations like this don't happen without real-time intelligence. And so Israel's military intelligence, Amman and Mossad and the other intelligence assets will likely work together to pinpoint these targets, ensuring that they're getting the best high-value assets to actually strike. And when we talk about precision, we're talking about pinpoint munitions here, often deployed at night. This helps minimize civilian casualties, so it's not guesswork. And it's about controlling that battle space, but with overwhelming accuracy. Israel's very careful not to hit civilians. But there's another layer to this. These strikes also serve as a dual purpose. They degrade the Houthis' military capabilities, but they also send a message, as I mentioned, to Iran, to Hezbollah, to all the other proxy groups that are watching. Attack Israel, and you will pay the price. Hey, are you guys a fan of my work, both on the news and with my new show? Do me a favor. Join my Season 1 sponsorship and help support the show. Hit the link down in the description and grab yourself a mini sponsorship package They start at $25, helps keep the lights on in the studio. We're completely independently produced and helps me to continue to combat that anti-Israel misinformation while bringing you guys cutting edge, no-nonsense analysis of the Mideast, counterterrorism, Israeli special operations, and U.S. national security. Support the show. Grab yourself a mini sponsorship package and join my Season 1 sponsorship team. Appreciate you guys. Hey, are you guys a fan of Israeli special operations? Were you guys blown away by that incredible pager operation? Are you interested in learning more about how we keep pulling off this magic? Grab yourself a signed copy of my best-selling memoir, Brotherhood of Warriors. It's a memoir of my time as one of the first Americans to serve in Israel's top special mission unit, the elite Mistaravim. This is the unit that dresses up as Arabs, goes undercover to infiltrate terrorist hotbed neighborhoods to stop terrorists dead in their tracks. Hit the link down in the description. I've got a limited number of signed copies. Help support the show, keep the lights on in the studio, and have a look at how we train and what makes it unique, and all through an American optic. Hit the link down in the description. Grab a signed copy of my best-selling memoir, Brotherhood of Warriors. Appreciate you guys. Israel isn't just reacting. What they're doing is they're shaping the terms of how this engagement continues. It's all psychological, and at the end of the day, whoever's more scared is losing. And right now, it's the Houthis. So let's zoom out a little bit for the bigger picture here. These airstrikes aren't just about Yemen. They're part of a larger chess game being played here in the Middle East. I want to talk to that. Not a lot of people do, but let's talk about the big picture. Iran is the master puppet, and they're using Hamas, Hezbollah in Lebanon, the Houthis now in Yemen. And the reason why is because they're getting stretched thin. Iran's last ditch in this case is to destabilize Israel using those Houthis. And then there's Saudi Arabia. As Israel and Saudi Arabia move closer to normalization, Iran is using the Houthis to disrupt these talks. And the timing of these attacks, I don't believe, is a coincidence. Iran knows that a strong Israel-Saudi alliance would shift the balance of power in the region, and so they're going to do whatever they can to prevent that. Iran's last-ditch effort. So this isn't just a regional conflict. It has actual global implications. The Red Sea is a critical shipping route, and any disruption there affects global trade. Add to that the energy supplies at stake, and you can see why the world is watching this escalation closely. There's money involved here. And Israel's response here isn't just about defending its borders. It's about maintaining regional stability and sending a message to its allies and its enemies. So what happens next? This isn't the end of the story. I promise you, this is just the beginning. Expect Israel to continue its air campaign. Nobody does this better. They're going to be deploying that incredible JTAC unit, Special Operations Air Force Commando Unit, Sheldag, working with those Air Force jets to continue striking with laser-like precision against the Houthis. Very serious unit in the IDF, Sheldag. It's their Joint Terminal Attack Unit. And these guys have to infiltrate Yemen. They got to get on the ground so they can laze those targets and be really selective so that they don't hit civilians. One of the busiest units in the last 14 months of this conflict. So expect Israel to continue its air campaign. The Houthis have missile depots. They've got more command centers. They've got supply lines that are still operational. And Israel's going to target every single one of them in the coming days. But the real wild card here is Iran. Will they escalate further through their proxies, or are they going to pull back to avoid a broader conflict? That's the question that I'm hearing being asked by my friends in Israel. And then there's regional players. You've got Saudi Arabia, the UAE, you've got Egypt. Their response will also be interesting. Are they going to align closer with Israel, or are they going to distance themselves to avoid getting drawn into the conflict? What about Jordan? I think the next few weeks are going to tell us a lot more about where this is headed, and I'm going to continue to follow this and pick it up from there and bring it to you guys. So I want to close it out with this. This isn't just about Israel and the Houthis. It's a microcosm of the broader war between Iran's proxies and the free world. And Israel is doing what it does best, defending its people. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one. I'm going to come back to you as it continues to develop. There's going to be a lot more sauce connected to this one, and I will be coming back to it soon. If you want to stay ahead and you want to stay with me on the headlines here, come back. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, share the episode, and let's keep cutting through that garbage anti-Israel noise that's out there and keep delivering those facts. And I'll be back to this one soon. Hey, you guys notice that I wear the same type of t-shirt every single show, whether it's underneath my flannel or if I'm just running a regular black t-shirt. This is it. This is the Cherries tactical black t-shirt. 100% cotton, built for function, built for comfort. It's all I run. This is all you're going to see underneath these amazing flannels that I always wear. They're perfect under fatigues, under a flannel like I'm wearing it here, for everyday carry, or just as an everyday black t-shirt. And the reason why I run this is the most functional, classic, multi-purpose utility garment on the planet. The Cherries black tactical t-shirt. And for those of us who carry concealed, naturally breaks up the printing of the gun if you're just wearing the t-shirt. And let's face it, black is slimming, looks good. You cannot go wrong with black. Black is the new white t-shirt. So durable and made for anybody who's serious about functionality. Get yours now. Hit the link down in the description. Grab yourselves the Cherry Black Tactical t-shirt. You will not regret this. Hit the link down in the description. Order one now. And finally, own the perfect black t-shirt. I'm Aaron Cohen. You're watching The Aaron Cohen Show, and I will catch you guys soon on the next one.